I need help, boss.
Stands up and says it louder. He goes, I have a really big penis.
We're the NSAA. We're never serious about anything except grip ball.
I have drifted an aircraft carrier.
What?
To an extent, but you'd be out there alone as fuck. There's no...
Just bumping into people by osmosis of dopeness, you know?
2, 1, we're going.
Welcome, everybody, back to the Happy Hoodlums podcast. It's your host, Kemper Woodruff. I have Zack Sampson in the building, and our very special guest this evening is a local legend that's by no means local, okay? He's up right now. This is Josh Zito, baby! Hey, y'all know him by Zito. He's been coming out with hot music for a minute now, and this episode has been long overdue. We've been talking about it many a times when we've seen each other on film sets because this man wears many hats. He ain't just a rapper; he's a creative being, and a force for real, creatively. And so, welcome. We're really happy to have you on here.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. So right now, do you want to talk about DJ Khaled's thing, and then we'll work in reverse order and kind of go back to where it began and how we got here?
So, yeah, we can do that. The competition's by Orbiiit, which is like this new social media platform shit to try to connect influencers and shit. And they partnered with DJ Khaled to do a worldwide contest with producers and singers and rappers and shit. And we're on round 2 out of round 4 of the competition. And your boy's number 1 in his category right now.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I just got to hold that spot all the way to the finals. And when I take that win, the prize is 25 racks. And then most importantly, you get a one-on-one with DJ Khaled as far as a meeting with him and shit. You get to shoot a music video in a castle out in London and shit. All types of wild stuff will happen.
Shit.
Yeah, bro.
That's gonna be dope.
I mean, even on top of that, though, the ones who make the final decision once it gets to the finals is a collective of major A&Rs and executives and stuff. So, I mean, even if you make it, even if any artists watching or in the competition, if they make the top 10, that's still a blessing because they're going to have their music right in the hands of people that they never get access to. You feel me?
Sure.
So that in itself is a good look.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why we really wanted to do this, to try and give you a way to promote yourself and to let people know your story and your background, and so that way they can understand. Like, hold up, I took some notes because I was listening to some of your stuff earlier, and man, I was like, your lyrics are just with it, bro. Let's see. On Dear Rose, you said something about nothing reminds me more than Portland George dressed in black mannequin fits. Like, you said, nothing reminds me more of Portland than that. And so if you're really from the town, you know that Portland George had been putting on shows like since forever, you know? So that goes way back, and Black Mannequin's blown up, you know? So for you to really put all this in the rhymes and stuff, oh, it's legendary. You're taking and putting Portland on the map in a huge way that you don't have to. If you're from Portland, then you really know, like, Portland George had been putting on shows like since forever, and you know, Black Mannequin coming out, you're really tipping your hat to like Portland. And I just want people to know that, like, your heart is big.
The whole song, yeah, the whole song, bro. The whole song, I mentioned over 40 different Portland artists in that song. Over 40.
Damn.
Count them.
A mega
That's
shout
crazy,
out.
bro.
That's what that was.
You know?
A mega shout out.
And so to me, it's like, for anyone that doesn't know Portland, as soon as they touch the ripple that you're making, it's naturally gonna bless other people, bro. That's why this is so important that you get that love and support and that we get this out here, you know?
Right, right.
Because that's commendable, especially like Portland hasn't really had any love amongst competition in recent years that we can, or in any years that I can truly think of. There, it was like crab in a bucket mentality, you know?
Right, right.
And to have navigated that, like, what were some of the hurdles that you may have ran into, or just not anything that may have affected you personally because
Uh,
of the way that you move, but things you've observed?
I mean, it's still going on, but there's a shift happening. You feel me? In Portland, but there's still stuff we need to work on. It's like I was telling you earlier. We don't have an industry in the Northwest. You know what I mean? And because you don't have an industry, you have a lack of opportunity, and then you have all these people that are driven and talented with no opportunity, and that's what causes that crabs in the bucket. You know, people fighting over crumbs and shit is because there isn't anything. You know, substantial that even matters as far as like opportunity, you know. And
Yeah,
so what I'm trying to do is bridge that gap between the rest of the world when it comes to actual industry over to us. Because if you notice, each hip hop region kind of blows in sections. Because rap started in New York and the East Coast and shit, and you never heard about no other when it first started back in the day in the '80s and shit. You never heard
yeah,
about no rap anywhere else but New York, right?
yeah.
And then all of a sudden the West Coast started popping,
Mhm.
and then in the down south. But the down south, they had to build it their own industry, bro. Master P and shit. I don't know if you remember that. That might be before your time, but Master
Yeah,
P had to create a South industry and shit. And then what happens was once you bridge that gap, then the rest of the world catches on, right? So
yeah,
we haven't had that person to create Northwest industry yet.
yeah,
So the rest of the hip hop world can actually acknowledge us as a region. You feel me? That just hasn't happened yet. So
yeah. Dead ass, because we're different from Cali, you know. We're kind of
yeah,
goofy like the Bay, but it's definitely like, especially right now,
yeah,
there's a lot of uh a cool mixture of street cats and like philosophical like people that are
oh
getting a
for
little
sure,
more lyrical, you know?
for sure. Yeah, we've definitely you mentioned the Bay, like because we didn't have that. I think we did. A lot of Portland cats adopted the Bay swag when it comes to a lot of influence in Portland. I mean, not necessarily my shit, but a lot of rappers I've noticed are influenced by the Bay and stuff. But I think the more and more we start to find our own voice and shit and our own sound, it's all starting to come together for sure.
I think also it was like drug culture, you know, because if you think about like Mac Dre era and shit, you know, like
Uh huh.
it fit perfect in Portland because Portland was hella wacky, you know? So like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and there's tons of old cars and all kinds of shit up here, so we can get it popping. But how'd you fall in love with music? Where'd that come from? What did your journey look like?
Oh, bro, I grew up. I grew up around hip hop my whole life, as a little kid. You know what I mean? And we just did it as fun, like and on the playground and shit, at school, banging on the table, freestyling with the pencil and shit. Just for fun, bro. And I've always done music for fun my whole life. And honestly, dog, I never even like looked at it in an aspect where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this as a career. Because to be real with you, bro, it just never seemed like an actual possibility. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone around us, everyone in our area, no one made it. You know what I mean? So it's like it just didn't seem like that was a thing. We just did it out of love. And then just the I would say the last maybe 3 years, all of a sudden I start looking around and I'm like, damn, this is what I do. It's a
Yeah,
job. This is a right. So I had to actually go back and reevaluate my approach and treat it more like a business now. You feel me?
yeah,
Because
especially
now it's
from a different angle.
right. Because at first I was just doing it for fun. I did it because I loved it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know how much shit I did for free, all the shows, because it wasn't about that. You feel me? Um, and then all of a sudden it's like now I'm over here. You know, now it's a possibility that it could be something great. You feel me? So then I had to step back and like learn the other parts of the industry that I didn't necessarily care about. Because I'm an artist, bro. I don't like to learn about, marketing and fucking how this shit works on the back end and how contracts work with labels and you know what I mean. But you have to. You can't fight that if you want to be about it. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So very familiar with publication, very familiar with 360 deals like labels like to offer, royalties, and how all of that works. I had to learn that at a late stage of my career because, like I said, it wasn't something I had acknowledged to even. I didn't think that would apply to me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Until now, it's actually important shit.
Yeah. So are you at the point where you're like looking for other artists now, and how like would people connect with you, or are you even in that stage of development and things like that in terms of creating the Northwest movement?
Well, kind of only when I'm working on my shit, and I always try to make my shit as diverse and musical as possible. So, if I hear a record, I'm like, oh, a female singer would be great on this song with me, or a dude that has this style or different style that I have, he can complement the record. Then I'll go out and scout, and I'll make sure intentionally to start Northwest first. And don't get me wrong, I still get artists from other parts of the globe, but I always start in Portland first and always scout first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as far as like trying to put them on and shit, bro, I'm not even necessarily on, so I don't really have that power yet. But when I do, I definitely will for sure.
Hey, that's
You know what I mean?
that's mad humble of you too, though. Like, and honestly, it's because where you're at right now and where you're going and where that bar is for yourself is so high that it's like the hurdles that you've navigated, you're just now breaking through. Like those seeds. I always said, like, we're not responsible for the seasons. That's God. We're just supposed to plant the seeds. The rain's gonna come, the sun's gonna come, and eventually that bitch is gonna bloom, and you get to harvest. But the whole time you just gotta keep planting.
Oh, straight up. Yeah. No, definitely, bro. And that's you know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. Things are on this video thing's popping up in the windows. I'm trying to get it off here.
Oh,
All right.
You guys can see me okay, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. You actually got like perfect cameraman work. I'm like, how the hell is he doing this?
Oh, while I'm sitting there trying to fuck with my phone. Yeah, nah, it's a weird paradigm shift because it was like it was happening without me knowing it was happening because a lot of moving parts, because like you said, bro, the consistency, the work, and shit was happening on the back end that I wasn't paying attention to. I'm in my own bubble, bro. I tend to have tunnel vision when I do shit. So I have tunnel vision. This is what I'm doing, and so I tend to like not see what's going on outside of me. Not in a selfish way, but just like I have a goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as you're going towards those goals, it's all these micro steps. Building and building. But as I'm building, it's starting to create this movement around me that I didn't really see until just recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's right under your nose. You know what I mean? And you're just moving. And then it's like all of a sudden you're realizing the same faces, the same people. You're like, damn, I'm feeding a cultural, like there's a weight coming behind me. You know what I mean? Like a boat.
Yeah. Bro, it's crazy. Yeah, and it's something I'm still trying to get used to. Even just like I was telling you the other day when me and my wife went out to eat and shit, just people I don't know approaching me. You know, it's all love, compliment. Hey, bro, that album's dope. Whatever. Like that shit still doesn't resonate with me. It's still weird to me. It's dope. Don't get me wrong, but it's still weird to me that just strangers are approaching me in the public. I've gone my whole life where that's not a thing. So to just exactly, it's something that's hard to get used to. You know what I mean? It's just something that's like still not registering with me all the way.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I appreciate everybody that fucks with my music, bro. Everybody. But
hey, paint me as a villain. You went above and beyond, bro. Sorry to cut you off, but fuck that, bro. You went above and beyond on that.
Did you hear the whole shit?
18 tracks, bro, and you had hella different vibes throughout the whole shit. You can ride out to it.
There's 18 on iTunes and Spotify and shit, but if you go to ripcitygorillas.com, it got 19. There's a bonus track on the Yeah.
Okay, let it be known.
ripcitygorillas.com. is my
Yeah.
website, and the Pay Me as a Villain albums on there. There's 19 records on that.
It'll be in the
All the
description.
streaming platforms is 18.
Okay. Yeah, bro. Because I was listening to it and I was like, I loved it. Like, hold on, I gotta put notes down for each song so I can remember. On My City, bro, you legit, bro. That had almost like a crossover of like a Nas, like New York State of Mind kind of like tempo type
You
beat.
saw the
It was
video?
so nostalgic.
You saw the video?
No, I didn't see the video yet.
You didn't see the video of My City, bro? Oh, you got to see the video, bro.
No, I'm
was
slacking.
dope.
I gotta point myself out on that one, bro. I'm pussy on that one, boy. I'll go watch it.
Hey, My City got a video on YouTube, bro. Watch that shit. We shot that during the pandemic, and the city refused to give me a filming permit, and they blamed it on the pandemic. And I said,
What?
fuck that. We're still. Yeah, I went. I tried to do it the right way. You know what I mean? But they wouldn't give me the film permit. So we said, you know, we're gonna guerrilla shoot this shit. We're not waiting 6 months for this permit. We're gonna guerrilla shoot it right now. Bro, I had two different biker gangs out there doing wheelies and shit on bikes. I had pit bulls out there. I had fucking 30, 40 extras out there. We turned up, bro. This shit was lit.
Hell yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about. But that's what this city needs to see. Like, that's love right there.
Hey, bro, and even I forgot the dude's name, but you know how YouTubers be doing video reactions and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I forgot his name, but some dude that is a known YouTuber, like does video reactions and shit. He reacted to did a video reaction to My City, and he thought it was a New York. He thought it was a New York artist. He thought that was in New York. We was shooting that. Bro, we was shooting that in Portland, down by the old montage and shit.
Yeah.
You know where they do like the car shows and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We were down there filming that, and everyone thought that was New York and shit. I was like, nah, this is Portland, bro. Even the film dude was like, oh man, they're killing it in New York, and someone in the comments was like, nah, this is Portland, bro. And he was blown away. He was like, what the fuck? I didn't know Portland got down like that. What the hell? You know? And
that's
so
awesome.
and it was a good track to have because Issa's on it. Shout out Issa. He's a dude on the third verse. He's from Senegal, Africa. And then the dude on the hook, the Jamaican dude, is actually from Trinidad, Jamaica. So I had international artists and brought them in on the record. And that's what you were talking about is a mix because you hear the record and it's like a boom bap type New York shit, right? But then I have my dude doing the hook, and I actually wrote the hook, right?
Hey, yeah.
And so Issa brought Teo in from Jamaica, and he came to the studio first time I met him. I was like, bro, I got a hook for you. He was like, really? He goes, go ahead and do a reference for me, record that shit. I was like, bro, I don't do Rasta shit. I don't do reggae shit, bro. I made my best attempt, bro. I deleted that recording fast as fuck, but I did a little reference, you know, my version of it, and he's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. He goes in there and just does what you heard now, bro.
Knocks it the fuck out the
But when I made that, when people on my team heard the beat, I was like, hey, bro, I want to get a Jamaican dude Rasta shit on here, and everybody's like, bro, you're crazy. That don't even make sense. And I was like, not only that, I want to get Issa, which does Afro dancehall shit, right?
Yeah.
To do that at the very end, Afro dancehall. I want him on that shit, and they're like, bro, how's that even gonna work? I'm like, I'm gonna mash this shit together. It's gonna work. Why?
Bro, I'm telling you, it's beautiful. Like your album is mad diverse, and on the intro, bro, you said light sage and meditate on what I envision, analyze existence because what I predicted is on point like I write for The Simpsons. People don't understand lyrically what you're really fucking like. If you don't know, now you know. That's what hip-hop
That's a crazy
is,
one.
you know? And it's cool to see you infuse that in a way that like there's songs like Vominos, right? Where that beat, I'm just like, I'm such an old school nostalgic hip hop person that it's not that's like mad new, like modern
new
flow.
wavy shit,
yeah, and you can do that, but still also have like that lyricism, and you cross it over very well. Like I gotta commend you on that, bro. Because
I appreciate that.
I'm a connoisseur, bro. Like for real.
Hey, I'm glad you caught that because I actually had a conversation in another interview about that shit. Was they asked me about the new wave shit? You know, Portland or
Mm-hmm.
not Portland, but hip hop in general has so many different lanes now. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So many different ways you can go, and I try to sprinkle a little bit of all of it on my projects. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
with keeping the key component of what I do in it, right? So like you talking about like Vominos is hella new wave trap shit, but I still want to make sure I'm giving those bars. I'm still delivering a cadence on it. I don't want to dumb that down. I'll let the beat, give everyone that aesthetic that they're looking for
Yeah.
without removing the rap element out of it. You know what I mean? So I try to
Uh-huh.
make sure that even if it's a commercial poppy beat, it don't matter, bro. That's cool. Let that be. I'm still gonna do what I do on it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still gonna do the rap shit on there. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
dumb that shit down. There's no need for what.
But
Exactly.
where did that line come from? Like, cause I know that's
Which one?
real. You
Which one?
know, the one about lighting sage and meditating. And like writing for The Simpsons, being on. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just, bro. Like, I like, I came from shit, bro. You know what I mean? I'm hard headed. I made a lot of dumb decisions and shit. Hustle and do all that shit. And when you come from a mentality where it's like, oh, I'm not even gonna live till 25. Oh, there's nothing out there for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna hustle till I get pinched by the feds, whatever it is, right? That mentality, and to be able to break that mentality is a huge effort that needs to be made, right? And so when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to manifesting, when it comes to you just kind of tap into those positive frequencies and shit and really learn that. That's what I did that helped me out of that negative headspace, that person I used to be. You see what I'm saying? And so when I got out of that, all of a sudden I started to see things clear. And I would just, hey, bro, tell my team, the people I work with, my day ones, yo, if we do it like this is gonna happen, and then it does happen. Or do it like this is gonna happen, And every time I envision something and manifest it, and then apply consistency to it, it ends up happening. Sometimes even better than how I envisioned it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's all I'm saying is like it's possible to really like tap in with the power of yourself because everybody got that God in them, And if you tap into it, it's different, bro. Your brain can create reality. I believe that shit.
A
You know what I
hundred.
mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, but like, was there a realization, like one moment where you looked around and you were like, and it hit you? Was it when that person walked up to you? Is that when it really like the veil kind of was like? Does that make sense? That
Oh,
like
no,
your
when
impact and shit, like that everything connected, and you were like, oh shit, like it's really real, like where I'm meant to be, type shit, or
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was one scenario, but it was a bunch of ones leading up. You know what I'm saying? Like people, will message me on Facebook. I don't know, talking about depression and stuff they dealing with, and that my music helped them through dark times and shit. And you gotta understand, when I write music, I never wrote it with like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help fix mental health when I'm writing my shit. That never
yeah,
crossed my mind. But then when someone came to me and was like, yo, just you being yourself was enough to get me out of a dark spot, and that's come from a stranger. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that puts stuff in perspective for me, definitely.
yeah,
Um, so there was a bunch of those, and I don't want to say the girl's name, but there was this one girl in Portland, and she expressed that to me, about her depression and got her through it and stuff like that. And you know, uh, I try to, respond to her messages and try to connect with somebody on a deep level you don't even know is kind of weird to me. But I
yeah,
was trying my best, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because she was able to be vulnerable to me. She ended up passing away.
yeah.
Um,
Rest in peace.
yeah, bro, and her sister had so much of an impact that I didn't know she passed away. I don't know her personally, but her sister reached out to me and told me because even her sister knew how much my shit influenced her and made her life better. And to make
Yeah,
so her whole family's hitting me up and shit. Yo, by the way, this girl's a major fan of you. Da 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 da. She passed away. I thought you want to know. I'm just like, damn, bro. That shit gets deep. So it's it's stuff like that that happens on a regular basis where it starts to like I'm starting to connect the dots and shit because I don't, like I said, I don't got this huge ego where I feel like, oh yeah, everyone's listening to me and following me, and you know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
beautiful, man. That's beautiful. You know,
so
and sorry, go on.
no, you good. I was saying so when it happens in a way where not saying that in a leader's perspective, but just in an influence perspective, where it actually can influence people in a real way.
Hmm.
That's it. It means something to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, bro, this rap shit, bro, entertainment shit, music, acting, all that is not easy at all. At fucking all. This shit is cutthroat. This shit is cold blooded. Period, bro. And there's a lot of times where you pour into this shit way more than you get back. Trust me. And
Hmm.
so it gets draining and it gets tiring. And sometimes you lose focus on why you even doing this shit in the first place. You feel me? So then when I do get stuff like that, when I do get the Kemper over here hyping me up, you know,
Hmm.
giving me some,
Yeah.
when I do get, you know, when I do get people hitting me up or approaching me and stuff, that just puts a battery in my back, recharges me. I'm going again. You know what I mean? It reminds me, like, oh shit, I'm doing this for more than what I thought I was doing it for. I was
Yeah.
doing this shit for because I'm an artist and I love hip hop and I love creating. But now I'm realizing it's much more than that, bro. Much more
Yeah.
than that. And I didn't even realize that, bro. So
For real.
yeah,
And now I'm gonna jump back a little bit, okay?
yeah,
So coming out of high school and stuff, did you go into the streets? Did you go what route happened? Were you rapping the whole time? Was there ever a break between the music?
yeah.
When
Uh, hell yeah, bro. Like, you know, high school was fun. Um, when it came to that rap shit, we was doing it for fun, doing house parties, making little city recordings and burning them on CDs with the Sharpies and,
Yeah.
hand them out, doing all that shit. Um, but then yeah, when high school ended, bro, like I said, I came from an environment where there wasn't really much opportunity. People around me weren't successful. You know what I'm saying? So once high school was done, it was like, man, to the streets we go. You know what I'm saying? If you want to
Mhm.
make any bread, that's where you got to go. So that's I went directly to the streets, bro, directly. And for years, I was hustling and not doing music. I mean, I would still write here and there, whatever, but I was I fell off for years, bro, for
Mhm.
fucking years. Um, and still always had the love and the passion, but you get caught up in life trying to survive, especially when you get deep in the game and shit. There's a lot of other things you got to worry about and give your energy to, and make sure that you don't die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or get robbed or go to jail forever. You know, so it's like that just took the back street for me. Um, and then kind of back to the intuition talk shit we was talking about was I got to a point in my life where I started feeling it implode. Everything was starting to cave in on me.
Yeah, yeah.
All the shit I was doing, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a point in time like when you hustle, if you're good at it and you start doing what you're doing, you start making money, especially when you come up poor, you start
Mhm.
feeling yourself. You start feeling yourself, bro. You start like, feeling
Mhm.
untouchable. And I had my little moment of that until I got checked, reality
Mhm.
check. You know what I mean? Something I can't really speak on, but reality
Yeah.
check. You know what I mean? And that made me look around, and I tapped out of the game. Let's keep it at the perfect time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my intuition was saying, "Yo, you need to fucking cash out, bro. You're running out of time, bro. It's time to cash the fuck out." And I
Yeah.
felt that. Now I followed through with that. And what happened was once I followed through with that, it removed my blinders, and then all of a sudden, only thing I had left was hip hop. That was
Mm.
it. You see what I'm saying?
I
So
love that you say that because, bro, when I was young, the whole time that I was like hustling, selling my weed and shit, um, I was freestyling, and it was like that's like a hustler sport, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
while you're waiting, your phone's ringing, you're getting a route put together, whatever you're doing, wherever you go, you wind up smoking blunts and you're chilling. You can only
yeah,
watch Friday so many times, and we're back to
yeah.
rapping again. You know what I mean? And then
Uh-huh.
eventually, rapping is just what you come to do when you go to see your homies. Like, ask
That's what I'm
anybody.
saying, bro.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
if
saying, bro. So it's crazy. You already
yeah.
know.
And so I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. And you just start looking around and circumstances are just strange and you're no longer what happens I think is like when your spirit gets touched by like when you connect to God through your spirit, when you find that purpose, bro, whatever it is, and you have that like click moment, right? It's like an
Yep.
emotional
Yep.
shift takes place. And
Yep.
you're still the same janky person that you've always been, right? Your habits might be shitty, but you feel different about them. You're like, damn, bro, I used to do that last week, but now this week I'm like fucked up about it. I don't know. And you start living this "my name is Earl" kind of life until you realize that that's like really what leadership is. That's the pathway there, you know,
Right.
humility and vulnerability and being willing to talk about the things you struggle with and fuck up on, because that's what people need to overcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight up. And that's what I had a hard time dealing with was exposing that part of myself, especially on a larger platform, because like I said, bro, I'm from the era, bro, where we got to keep our shit private. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
put yourself in a vulnerable situation, it's going to get exposed. People are going to exploit that and attack you. So I have that so ingrained in my mind, in my person, that I have to break that, because and then also on top of that, now I'm on the internet, and now I got a bunch of eyes and people on me that don't know me. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, people fear what they don't understand. Because I'm gonna tell you, bro, when people get familiar, most of the world ain't seen a motherfucker like me. I promise you. You see what I'm saying? So, especially in the mainstream level. So when they start seeing me, they see this Italian dude looking how I look, rapping about what the fuck I'm rapping about. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on no Macklemore shit. You feel me? So it's like, but
Yeah.
that's what they want. They want that non-threatening white rapper. You see what I'm saying? Or they want that funny white rapper. They want that drug head white rapper. They don't want that one from the hood talking about the hustle shit and trying to, you know, uplift people and talking about stuff that is not necessarily relatable to the average white person. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So because of that, people have their opinions online and da da da, and so it may be defensive. But I got to
Yeah.
realize, you know, the internet's just gonna come with that shit,
But
right? Bro, there's
you
nothing you could
addressed it.
do.
You addressed it head on, bro. You said, I'm a white boy doing black music.
Period. Yeah.
What more?
That's
Let it be known. You know what I mean? Like
There you
that
go.
you can't fight that, bro. Get the fuck out of here. It's on the bigger things, bro, because what I'm
yeah.
bringing is so deep, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and for that to be
Yeah.
at like the top of a rap, bro, like you put that proper on that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Come out the gates, huh?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like I had to be okay with that territory, because the more exposure I get and the more name I get in the world, the more that dumb shit online is gonna come with it, right?
Your
And
place
so
in
I had to train myself to be okay with that, you know, because I'm from the world, bro. You talk that shit, I'm punching in your mouth, and I can't just go around attacking every single troll that got something to say, bro. That's too much.
yeah, Mike
That's too
Tyson.
much energy. That's a waste of time, bro. And I can't stoop to their level, bro. So that's something I had to like really like adapt to. You know what I mean? Like somebody to get familiar with and stuff like that, and be okay with. And it's like, look, they got their issues. It's got nothing to do with me. They don't know me.
Also,
Um,
how does being a father get affected by rap, and how does that influence the music that you make, or does it?
Hell no, bro. My kids can't listen to my music until they're older, bro, to understand that shit. But I'm gonna tell you like this though.
No, but like when you
They
look at it, you ever be like, I want them to hear that shit like later on and be
they,
like, yeah,
they hear some they hear some stuff. You know what I'm saying? They do. They hear me writing and stuff. I got a office in my crib, and I'll be writing in there, and they hear. You
mm-hmm.
know, they got friends at school pulling my music videos up, and hey, this your dad. You know, so they're not blocked to it completely.
Yeah.
Um, they're only 10. They're twins. They're 10 years old. So, but at the same time, they got to learn other stuff too, because I made it a point to not have them come up how I came up. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So the shit I'm talking about, they're not gonna understand what I'm talking about, and they're not gonna understand why I'm saying it, because all they know is the dad they know. We
Mm.
live in a nice, we live in a nice neighborhood. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't got bricks in the crib. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so when they see this, like, why is my dad? So I got to make sure that they're older to the point where they understand what I'm talking about, why I'm talking about it. You know
But
what I'm
still,
saying? And yeah, but they're not at that age yet, bro. They 10, bro. They're not gonna get that shit. they got to stick with their little TikTok
Well,
dances and all
I,
that.
I guess part of what I'm asking is like in terms of how you have to live your life or things that people might not see about the music game is like when you go on tours and you got to travel and be
Oh
gone and
yeah,
like
yeah.
navigate.
Yeah, no, that's something that's it's hard to deal with. But for me personally, but my family is cool with it because they support it. They know what it is. Of course,
Hmm.
they miss me when I gotta go. You know, I try to involve them as much as I can too. You know, I bring my kid on set. Uh, you know, I had a show at the Memorial Coliseum, and
Yeah.
I brought my son with me to sound check. You
And
know, so to be around that. I bring them in the studio sometimes. You know, so
yeah.
they get to see the little background, the workings, and all that, and they love it. Um, but yeah, obviously it definitely makes it more harder than if I was like a single guy. You know what I mean, and didn't have that to worry about. But it also at the same time allows me to navigate smarter. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Having kids, and having a wife, and having shit to lose. I've known in general, I just move smarter.
yeah.
Um, I not so hot, hot headed with my decisions, or it's in a good way though. It should save my life to make sure that I can, you know what I'm saying? Because you already know, bro. Sometimes you just don't be making the best decisions if you're in that headspace, you know. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. It
so
can
if
happen.
anything, I think it's a good thing, bro. I think it's a good thing, bro. I think it's
That's
allowing me
beautiful,
to.
bro.
Yeah, it's allowing me to navigate through this music shit and through this rap shit smarter. My kids, because of my kids.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Well,
crazy
I
because, like, right before the podcast started, I watched a TikTok that was another podcast talking about how this guy was um, told to have kids to make money. Like, if you want to make money,
And
have kids
it'll,
because you
straight up, it'll
change the way
focus
you
you, bro.
think. Yeah.
Hell yeah, it really does. It really does. Hell yeah,
mm,
it does. You know, so
interesting. Okay. Well,
yeah.
um, there's some stuff that you're working on. Or is there anything that you can share, want to tease people with, anything like that?
I mean, Paint Me as a Villain 2 is almost done. Coming out
Woo!
probably in a few months. We're working on that right now. The first single is we already shot the music video to it. It's called Cold Blooded. It's actually featuring Jada Kiss's new artist, Millie's. So Millie's is on the record with me,
Yes, sir.
um, which I think is dope because he's out here doing his thing. He just dropped his album, went #1 in the world on iTunes and all that. So his
Yes,
success is
sir.
definitely going to help. Yeah, his success is definitely going to help launch the single and shit. Um, so that's coming out, the album, and then the other shit is just the acting stuff, bro. And you already know you've been on set with me for some stuff. I got
Yeah,
3 or 4
yes,
projects
sir.
I'm on. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
So
Stuntman McGee
yeah,
over here. You know.
you know,
Messing with it.
so we just sticking on that, and I do have a lot of business stuff on the back end that's going to help launch a lot of stuff, but that's more, NDA protected, and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. We
Hush your
keep that
shit.
behind the curtain. You'll find out
it's
later.
no, it's good shit. It's good shit. It's in the works.
Yep.
Good
Fuck
shit.
yeah.
Hey, bro, from everybody that fucking is in Portland that you will touch in this future, bro. Thank you. And thank you for just being the homie anytime I've ever seen you showing love, bro. We appreciate you.
Oh
How
yeah.
can the people help support you with votes? Because we really want to get that out here, and we're gonna put the link for sure.
Okay. Yeah, the links in my bio on my Instagram. And my Instagram is Big Beards and Gold Chains. Big Beards and Gold Chains.
Yes,
It'll be
sir.
in the
Yeah.
description.
Yeah, it's in the bio. It's also on my Facebook. Um, I just have a personal Facebook, bro. I don't really, you know what I'm saying. Under Joshua Zito or Josh, it's Josh Zito on there. Um, but yeah, it's just we got 4 rounds, and the votes carry over to each round, so we got to stack them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have no doubt in my mind that when I get in front of the last panel, the A&Rs and the executives and shit, that they're not gonna fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
they're they're gonna love it. So we just got to get me in front of them. That's
Yeah.
it.
And
And the way people can do that is just vote.
yep.
Do the free vote. You can do the free vote. Scroll to the bottom, hit the free vote. If you want, you can put $1 up a vote. Some people are doing that. Hey, shout out to everybody doing that, bro. Somebody bought 100 votes for me, dog.
You're looking
Damn.
at him.
Oh shit.
What's up?
You're looking at him. That was
It was
me.
Kemper.
You put 100 bucks,
Yes, sir, I did.
bro. Hey, good luck, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Real
It's
shit,
love. Hey,
bro.
I for real, before we get out of here, I have to say this. All
Yeah.
right. My dad passed away last week. And when I
My
saw
condolences,
you
bro.
up there, bro, it was a win. You know, I felt like that
Yeah.
was a win. That was, to me, knowing that I could touch my dream too. Just knowing that, like, I've always bumped into you and we've always been tight and shit. And I know that I have my own lane in life and stuff, but I know that, like, good things happen to good men, because there hasn't been a single time you've been on set that your wife didn't pull up with you, and that you didn't always hold it down super respectfully. I don't care, drunk, in a wild ass club, whatever the fuck it is, there was always a bubble of grace that was, held down by just your presence and how you handle yourself, in regards to the people and to your family, bro. And I want the people to know, like, that shit is important, and you gotta support it. I wasn't even gonna say nothing about it, so it's funny that you mention it. I wasn't even gonna say nothing smooth. I just
Hey, no, I appreciate you, bro. I was
yeah,
seeing those packs. People are buying packs, bro. Packs of votes. I saw that 100. I was like, oh, bro, that's love right there. So thank
yeah,
you, dog. Yeah,
and
yeah, man. So
well, we'll let you go, man. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, but from the bottom of my heart, we wish you well, man. And we'll
hey, thank
post
you, dog.
it ASAP. Share it with everybody you can. I'll share it. I'll
Oh
DM
yeah,
it to whoever, and whoever's watching this shit, you better DM that shit too, because we need this to go global, bro.
Share that shit.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right,
All
we're
right,
out of
bro.
here.
Thanks for having me. Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
thanks for being here.
Oh yeah.
Peace.